Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. Broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM iHeart Media Studios, worldwide through yorbamedia.com. All right, I'm joined on the show right now with David Lucatch, CEO, Yappn Corp, and the symbol on that is YPPN. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, my pleasure. Let's start off by getting a little background on you. You're a 25-year veteran in developing business concepts, and I'd like to back up a little bit and give you as much room as possible to give us a flavor for where you've been, your style, and then, if we could, we'll get into Yappn's groundbreaking real-time multilingual technology.
Well, thank you, Michael. It's been a wonderful ride thus far. I started it in the early days of computer technology. I think when I went to school, we were still doing mag tapes and key punch cards, and started doing some vectorized graphics and working in the print industry initially, and then moved into the internet space in 94, 95, and helped develop some of the electronic commerce technologies that is used to power some of the credit card payment systems. So we've really come a long way, and then as we moved through that, by 2010, we were looking at, language services technology, and Yappn was formed a few years later.
All right, let's walk us through that. I mean, didn't 67 countries or languages?
Well, 67 languages is where we are right now, yes. And after you get probably past 15 or 17, you've covered about 85% of the world. So the first 15 or 17 are probably the hardest.
Right. But let's slow down a little bit. I got ahead of myself. Tell our audience just exactly what Yappn Corp does.
Well, it's actually pretty simple. We work to eradicate the language barrier. So what we do is we help companies, agencies, entertainment companies communicate their messages instantly and in real time. That's really important. In real time, we convert what's being said or broadcast into other languages. And a great example of that would be a red carpet event that you might see online today of a movie premiere. And we've helped companies like Disney and Paramount and Yahoo and Lionsgate create messaging that allows them in real time for people to not only hear people like Robert Downey Jr. speak, but to be able to instantly click on their favorite language and seeing it subtitled in that language immediately. That's just one example.
Now, from my understanding, you not only developed the technology, but it's cost effective. It's proprietary.
Yes, very much so. Being cost effective really happens when you can add technology. There still is a lot of room to add human elements, and we constantly are looking for ways to improve that technology. But some companies, in fairness, that are in the human technology sense of translation, even in crowdsourcing alone, find it very cost prohibitive because every single word requires a human touch. What we've done is we've developed technologies that allow conversations to occur, shopping to occur, broadcast to occur without the use of human intervention in the language services. So that makes it very cost effective and easy to deploy and makes it real time. And because of some of the technology and algorithms we've developed, in some of our enterprise solutions, we can emulate language services that are equal or better than a native speaker.
Wow. That is impressive. Yeah. Equal or better than a native speaker.
Yeah, we've proven that with several of our clients. What happens is, and you've done this online, and you go and you talk to somebody online because you have a customer service issue, and in one of our divisions, we power that type of solution. And at the end, we all seem to see at the end that people ask us to take a survey, and you rate that survey, and it's called an NPS score, and we effectively, over 80% of the time in one of our divisions, score a 5, which is perfect. So it really is, that's an enterprise level. That's not a just out-of-the-box solution. That's a very sophisticated solution. But out of the box, we have the ability to very quickly create what we call a lexicon. So for some of our entertainment clients, we'll ensure that things like the actor or the names are spelled correctly, the characters' names are spelled correctly. There's, in fairness, dirty word filters that are filtered out, and the system does that automatically. So on the fly, in microseconds, we're doing that, and that really changes the complexity of everything we're doing, especially when it comes down to e-commerce.
Okay, let me get this straight. Let me give you a case in point. We got a minute or a few minutes left in this, and I wanted to. Could you give me an idea here now that we're talking with each other? So let's say that I created a television show and I wanted to talk to as many different countries as I could possibly talk to. You're saying that in real time you can attach your algorithms to my stream, and 67 different languages can listen to. And what about the other way back? Can they come back to us and get interpreted? Let's say they have a question for somebody on my show, and I could bring them in, and it would translate into a question on our show the other way too?
Absolutely. We
Wow.
proved that technology years ago. If you remember the movie War Horse, we helped Disney launch an event with Steven Spielberg where people in 130 countries were asking questions in their native languages. They were being translated and filtered back to an interviewer who was working with Steven Spielberg directly. We can handle both sides of the fence, two-way, in real time, broadcast out, broadcast in, question, answer. We could take any type of conference and make it live globally in 67 languages. That's how sophisticated the technology is.
Wow. So it's just really now it's just down to bandwidth.
It's really, you know what? It really comes down to almost the situation. Whatever, I think it was Napoleon Hill who said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And we haven't found an application yet where we can't take our technology and deploy it. So it is really, we've made it simple. That's the real cool part is, the complication is gone. So now it's all about, what do you want to do? Do you want to sell more? Do you want to reach a larger audience? Do you want to broadcast? When it comes to things like smart TV applications, the opportunity is enormous. When it comes to e-commerce, the opportunity is enormous. When it comes to just answering questions, tutoring, there's so many applications. It really is endless.
Some of the statistics that you bring to the table are mind-boggling. 2.8 billion internet users. Only 28% of those, or 800 million, speak English. And what you're telling me is that you're first to market with this type of technology, that it makes it so much easier to have a real global community. Am I getting that right?
Absolutely. We have a tendency to think about ourselves as being in North America, and I'll give you a pertinent point, which will make sense to everyone, and I use this example quite often. So I'm sure we've all seen some of the blockbuster movies, whether it's Guardians of the Galaxy or Iron Man or Thor or Avengers. Those type of movies are global movies. They're produced primarily in Hollywood, California, and yet only 30-odd% of the revenue from those movies is domestic. The rest is global. And to prove my point, how global we've become, the largest broadcaster in Southern California, where those movies are made, is actually a Spanish broadcaster. It's Univision. From a commercial sense, we've already left the building. The opportunity to create globalized opportunity is really within the realm, but things like e-commerce has been very localized. And most North American companies have sold only in North America. But with the behemoths coming out of China like Alibaba, everybody's now starting to say, well, how do I sell into China? How do I sell into France? If I'm a young emerging company with a great brand, I might find that I've got a huge following in Mexico. But how do I do that efficiently and effectively without hiring all my localization staff? We do that for marketing, we do that for sales, and we do that for customer support. So really, your resources are nominalized to extend your brand to other markets.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, we've got about 2 minutes before we go into a commercial break. Are there any physical events, physical locations that you're going to be, or if somebody wants to test drive this, how can they get their hands on it and try it out?
Well, it's quite amazing. For companies, we usually do demos, and people see our work all the time. Recently, in the past month or so, for IMDb, the big Amazon site, we helped Lionsgate do a chat with Keanu Reeves for his new movie. And recently, one of our business partners, Damon John, we did an online Twitter chat, so we can even affect global Twitter chats. So when a company wants to use our services, we effectively can do a demo probably in less than 5 minutes.
Wow, amazing. All right, web address for us, please.
It's yappn.com, so it's www.yappn.com, or emailing us at info@yappnyappn.com.
Great. And let me throw this out there, 888-859-4441, if somebody wants to call in and speak to somebody there within your company to know more about it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. YPPN is the symbols, ladies and gentlemen. All right, David, let's go take a break. We'll come back on the other side and drill down into some of the, if we will, some of the early revenue events that you've got coming up, okay?
Thank you, Michael.
My pleasure. We'll be back on the other side of this break with David Lucatch, CEO, Yappn Corp, YAPPN.com, symbol on the OTC, YPPN. We'll be right back.
I'm Dr. James, founder of Diamond Physicians, a concierge medicine practice located in Dallas, Texas. Our Diamond 360 Advanced Physical Exam has been created for people like you who live a high-stress, fast-paced life. Every 40 seconds, someone in the U.S. experiences a life-changing heart attack or debilitating stroke. Negative stress tests and normal cholesterol levels do not exclude you. Half of all fatal heart attacks occur without warning. Diamond goes beyond traditional medicine with the Diamond 360 Advanced Physical Exam. Proven to prevent heart attacks, strokes, and diabetes. Contact Diamond now at 214-395-3491. That's 214-395-3491. Or visit our website at diamondphysicians.com to take the Diamond Challenge. If your Diamond 360 reveals perfect health, receive a full refund. Your loved ones will thank you.
Are you keeping pace with the change in business development technology? Make the job of your sales team easier and lower cost. The world is moving to mobile apps. Digital publishing is the way of the future. For less than $90 a month, Cookie can create a professional mobile app for your company. If you don't have one now, you'll be left behind. Make marketing more powerful, more successful. Big results don't need big production and big costs anymore. Contact Cookie.com now. Cookie is the solution for you to create content live, easily, and fast to your own mobile applications. Cookie.com, KOOKE.com.
Hey Dallas, where do you go to hear the edgiest uncensored talk and cutting-edge local music? DeepElmOnAir.com. Whether you're looking for a good laugh, honest sports commentary, or DFW's best bands, DeepElmOnAir.com has got you covered. Deep Ellum on Air is located in the heart of Deep Ellum, where you can find the best local music, local businesses, and local people. This ain't your grandpa's radio. Heck, it ain't even radio. It's Deep Ellum on Air. Check them out at DeepElmOnAir.com today. Attention men and women, are you suffering from back pain, neck pain, or joint discomfort? Would you like to learn of a non-surgical solution? Call American MedFix at 972-591-6675. That number again, 972-591-6675, to receive free info on how you may qualify for natural creams that may provide you with the relief you are seeking. All products are 100% made in the USA. Call now, 972-591-6675, or visit AmericanMedFix.com.
This holiday season, give the most eternal unique gift of the year. Name a star after someone. I'm Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, we'll name a star after anyone on your gift list. The star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office, and we will send an incredible personalized gift package. Call the Star Registry 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com for the gift that shines forever.
Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host, broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 iHeart Media Studios and worldwide through yorbamedia.com. I've got David Lucatch, CEO, Yappn Corp, on the show with me today, and this is some really remarkable stuff that these people have brought to the market. Symbol on the OTCQBYPPN. All right, David, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Michael.
My pleasure. All right, if we could, I'd like to drill down into some revenue events that you have. Let's start with your DFW or DWF program.
Yeah, that's called Digital Widget Factory, and this is an international group that for many years has created online portals and traffic, non-domestic to North America, but again, as we spoke earlier, there's about 2.8 billion people online today, and North America accounts for about 350 million of that. So if you look at the rest of the world, there's a great opportunity to create e-commerce traction and ad revenue and various other sources of revenue. And this group has been doing this for some years, and I think recently with the IPO of Alibaba, we've seen that places like China are really for real when it comes to revenue generation. So DWF approached us about a year ago and asked us if we would be interested in creating online destination platforms for them, but it had to be very creative in nature. And what I mean by that is it had to be very technologically sound. It had to be fast in approach, and it had to take into account changing environments and changing content. But the real key to this is they wanted it in 17 languages, all in real time, so that if you're in Korea and coming back and seeing content, that would update as fast as any other content in the world, especially if you were a fan of something that was English bound. So we've landed that deal, and it's a deal that will allow us to produce about 1,100 or so destinations in the next 3 years, and we're estimating the first year's revenue on this alone at $3 million, and it's a relatively large part of what we're doing, but frankly, it's probably not the biggest area of our business.
Give us a peek at that. Give us the overall view where you find big events as you see moving forward.
Well, and I appreciate that. I think the big events, the small events, all adding up into a big event. I think if you look at it today, and again, I have to keep mentioning this because it makes sense. 15 years ago, Jack Ma, the story goes, Jack Ma, the head of Alibaba, was laughed out of Silicon Valley because no one ever thought e-commerce would happen in China. And companies like eBay and Amazon didn't quickly grow into Europe, but people who understood what was going on in these North American companies duplicated their events. So now young, emerging companies and even mature companies in North America are saying, we have to sell to Europe.
Right.
We have to sell to Asia. We must, to compete on a global basis, we must do that. But the cost traditionally has been so enormous. So we can come into a company, help them rejig their entire system to sell in multiple languages, and take anywhere from literally 8 to 15% of the sale to do that. With really, it's all upside value for them, and it's a percentage of sale for us. We think the big opportunity is in e-commerce.
Oh, I can see that. Talk to us about some of the people that you're partnering with in this sector.
Well, we've been very fortunate. One of our biggest partners who's emerged in the last 6 months is, one of the sharks himself, Damon John. And Damon has been just instrumental in helping us understand some of the factors that we were a bit green on. And recently, Damon did a big event for us online, and you just have to go through some of the things that Damon's involved in to see where the opportunities are globally, whether it's e-commerce or big business sites. Damon is introducing us all over the place. And then we started, and where we grew our business from was understanding entertainment. So we worked with most of the major studios, including studios like Disney and Lionsgate and Paramount, and we've done events for companies like MSN and Fox and Yahoo. And it's all because our systems integrate quickly. In less than 48 hours, we can probably have an event powered and up and running.
Wow. All right. So I imagine gamers, game technology, game developers, they're all over this too?
Absolutely. It's a big area. If you're in that space of MMORPG, which is the massively multiplayer online role-playing games, you want to be able to quell a global audience, because the more people that can play with each other, the better your teams are and the more in-game purchases they're making. So we, again, can instantly understand and in real time affect communication. And really, if you think about it, going back 100, 150 years, probably when all our grandparents or great-grandparents came to North America, language was something that was revered. And, some of the European languages were called the languages of love. And then all of a sudden, that dropped off to nowhere. And English became the dominant language, or believed to be the dominant language. But we find, and stats show us, that some people would rather spend more money for a product if they understood what was happening in their own language than try and understand buying something in another language. And I think we can all understand that very simply. If you tried to go to a website today, Michael, and it was in a foreign language, you might be able to figure out what the picture looks like, and you might be able to figure out what the quantity is and even the price. But when you go to check out, how far do you think you're going to get?
Right. Yeah. You give up, move on, or try and find something in your own language. Completely.
Exactly. So we see in that business, we've seen companies come to us that are losing up to 90% of their foreign sales. So you can imagine somebody walking into your store and 9 out of 10 times, because they don't speak the language, walking out and not making a sale, or they put something in their shopping cart. Like, there is a huge opportunity here for North Americans to re-energize and grab the lion's share of the global business market, because some companies are finding that even though they're importing products from overseas, that overseas people want to buy from them because they know the product's legitimate.
Yeah,
there's psychology that gets involved here too.
There is. Now, you've recently made an announcement about bringing a person on the team, Nicole, right?
Yes, Nicole Beiser.
Bring that out, please.
Nicole is a telecom specialist. Originally, she was born and raised in Germany, and has got her PhD from Duke in I believe it's in the Carolinas, and she also has been a telecom expert and developed a lot of early stage telecom technologies that allowed early stage phones to use some of the features of a smartphone. So she's recently joined us to help us expand into our European territory, and we're now looking beyond that to Asia. And even this morning, we announced a deal with the largest football or soccer social network in Germany to help them power into English as they grow into the smart TV market, because, as we all know, soccer, as they call it overseas, football, is the number one played sport in the world.
Yeah, I can see that this is going to grow right into a handheld device that people can walk around the world and have it interpret anything that goes on, maybe an earbud off of your phone or something.
We already have technologies in the works with some of our partner programs that deal with voice. I mean, voice isn't there yet, but we deal with voice. We can deal with language services on a mobile device. We have a social program called PhotoYap that allows you to share images and video with comments globally and instantly through all the major social networks. So it really is about understanding that language, while we perceive as a barrier, to us is no longer a barrier. And economically, it's a viable opportunity to grow your business exponentially, very quickly, on very limited resources.
Now, we only have about a minute and a half left in the interview. Any 2014 goals or events that you think you'd like the audience to know about as they watch you and your company grow?
Well, thank you, Michael. I think what we've done to date is we've proven that the technology works, we've proven that it's market viable, and now we're proving that it's economically growth-oriented. And I think for the remainder of the year, as we end December in the next few weeks, we'll be letting our constituents know about things we're planning in 2015. But 2015 for us, going into 2015, is all about revenue, because now that the technology is viable and proven, it's all about economic means.
You've got to have some sort of a newsletter that people can sign up for to keep abreast with what's going on with Yappn, right?
Well, we have something. It's very funny that you should say that. We have a wonderful blog that's called Why Language Matters, and you can actually visit whylanguagematters.com, and it talks about why language is an important factor in doing business on a global basis.
Yeah, you've just taken the language barrier right out of everybody's. You remove the brick wall for this. It's just amazing stuff. David, thank you for being on the show. Appreciate this.
Thank you, Michael, so much. I really appreciate it.
Mine too. All right, David Lucatch, CEO, Yappn Corp. YPPN on the OTC QB, and you can reach them at yappn.com. I can't say enough about what these people have done and what they're going to be doing here in the near future. I want to thank everybody for being on the show, everybody for listening to the show, and special thanks to 1-800-publicrelations.com for all their PR and media support. Good luck, good trading. We'll be talking to you again real soon.
Thanks for listening to today's program. The Traders Network is a production of Yorba.tv LLC and is streamed live and archived at yorbamedia.com. We invite you to listen live, join in the conversation real time, and link to the Traders Network on the Yorba Media website. All opinions in this show are that of the presenters or their guests, and not of this station's owners or management. These opinions are for educational purposes only and should not be interpreted as investment or financial advice. All investments involve risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Tune into the Traders Network every Monday through Friday afternoon here on 1190 a.m.